I'd like to call the Physical Services Committee meeting for March 7, 2022 to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Burge.
Here.
Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Gozick.
Here.
Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of our February 22nd, 2022 meeting? Counselor Walker, Counselor Burge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Under communication, item number 1, the Zoning and Planning Office has received a request from YNWYSD LLC, owner of a commercial property located at 187 East 10th Street, for the construction of an 18-foot by 19-foot deck with an awning. I see we have Mr. Cathcart here, and we also have Mr. McGann. So who would like to speak first?
Defer to Mr. Cathcart first, and then I'm
Okay.
happy to speak as well.
Perfect.
Good evening. I'm Sean Cathcart, own the property 187 East 10th. What I'm looking to do ultimately is a patio in the front of the building. It's been part of the plan now for a year since I purchased the property. I also own Skip's Fish Fry and training business in Baldwinsville. We put a lot of money, time, and effort into the bar. We completely renovated it, had a kitchen, so on and so forth. Again, this has been part of the plan all along. So I believe you have a packet of some 3 pages in front of you that gives you kind of a rough idea of the plan that we want to proceed with. In addition to what you see there, it's tough to get any information. There's an awning that's going to with roll up sides, so for an all seasons type thing. Number one, the intent of that is to keep people out of the elements if there are any that are rain, sleet, snow, whatever, but also for noise. We want to keep the noise to a minimum out there, reduce the time. It's not going to be a raise and hack at 2 in the morning. There'll be a time limit that we're gonna figure out. But yeah, that's the idea.
Great. So everybody has the drawing. They have all the specs. Any questions on this? Councilor Walker, it's your ward.
It's my word.
Oh, Councilor Burge.
I've spoken to him in depth for this item, and he's got my full approval. He's put a lot of money into my ward. He's had a couple of houses he's redone. This place looks awesome compared to what it looked like before. I've spoke to all the neighbors. Well, excuse me, I spoke to the neighbors on the north side of him. On the other side of him, it's basically an empty lot and a hairdresser. But I spoke to him, and they're very pleased with Mr. Cathcart and the work he's done over there. They're all happy to give this a shot and make it work. So
Perfect.
I'm highly supportive of this, and I've known him personal for many years. He's done, like I said, he's done a great job.
Excellent. Mr. McGann, did you have anything you need to add?
Yeah, I would just second that. Mr. Cathcart definitely invested in a time when most of us thought he was crazy. In the middle of the pandemic, he's pumped tens and tens of thousands of dollars in there and put a kitchen in it, spruced the place up, cleaned it up. And I think with that addition, anybody that's been by there, a nice patio with retaining walls and an awning with enclosure sides will agree that will tenfold improve the exterior of that. Plus, also help Sean to get some more seating for his food and patrons. So, from a planning and zoning standpoint, I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Great.
I'd like to just say that if anybody is looking for a good place to eat, the place looks really clean and beautiful in there. And I haven't had the opportunity to try the food yet, but I'm going to. So,
Excellent. Okay. Seeing nothing else, I'll take a motion. Councilor Burge, Councilor Gozick.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Item number 2, the Special Events Committee, through the Office of Economic Development, has received a request from the Oswego County Federal Credit Union to organize and host a children's Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 9, 2022. Is there anyone here to speak to this event? Okay. Members of the committee have a chance to look at the request. Are there any questions or concerns? Okay. All right. Could I have a motion, please? Councilor Walker, Councilor Burge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 3, the Special Events Committee, through the Office of Economic Development, received a request from Julie Chetney on behalf of the Oswego County Autism Task Force to organize the Outrun Autism 5K event to be held on April 2nd, 2022. Do we have anyone here to speak to this event? Okay. Any questions or concerns from the committee on this item? Okay. could I have a motion, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Gozick.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
And item number 4, the clerk's office has received a request from Mayor Sidis Neese, Executive Director of the H. Lee White Maritime Museum, regarding the H. Lee White Museum's Paddle Fest, to be held on Saturday, July 16th, 2022. And I see Mayor Sidis Neese is here, so you're welcome.
Yes, some of you may be aware that last year we had to cancel not once but twice due to high water. Learned an awful lot about the Oswego River drainage basin and how far it goes down to Skinny Atlas Lake and Oneida and the Finger Lakes, and it winds up here. So we're very excited to try again this year. It had not been canceled previously ever due to high water, so we're hoping that follows suit. So Saturday, July 16th, get your paddles on, and if anyone has any questions, it'll be the same as it has been before. We are requesting to end at Wright's Landing, as we had hoped to do last year. So does anyone have any?
Great. Any questions on this request? Okay, I'll take a motion. Counselor Gozick, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, is there any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Counselor Burridge, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open the Administrative Services Committee meeting for March 7th. Please call the roll.
Counselor Corodino.
Here.
Counselor McBroody. Here. Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Plunkett.
Here.
Counselor Burridge.
Here.
I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the February 22nd, 2022 committee meeting. Counselor Hill, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Corodino.
Yes.
Counselor McBroody. Yes. Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Item number 1, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests authorization from the Common Council to renew an existing shared services agreement with the County of Oswego for the disposal of leachate from the county to the city's wastewater treatment facility in exchange for depositing sludge from the city to the county ERF. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. This is just a renewal from the, I believe, 2018 agreement, where we agreed then, it's valued at about $200,000, if you remember. We were paying the county money to take our leachate to the county's facility, and then the county was paying the, we were taking sludge to the county facility, county was paying us to take leachate, so instead of just exchanging the money for services, we just entered this agreement, which basically washes it, but it saved us some money, obviously, in that we were just washing the services and keeping the money. So we're just renewing that agreement. All the terms are staying exactly the same as the agreement we first approved back in 2018.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the mayor from the council, from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor McBroody, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Corodino.
Yes.
Counselor McBroody. Yes. Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Item number 2, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests the Common Council authorize payment in the amount of $5,000 from the General Fund contingent account A19900460 to the Tourism Contracted Services account A64750440 for the 2022 Oswego Pro-Am Fishing Tournament Gold Sponsorship Level. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. This is the annual fishing tournament. It's a really large tournament. It brings a ton of charter captains and people to our waterfront, our marina. And the organizers of this fishing tournament do a great job each and every year. I think it's progressively gotten bigger and more organized each and every year. The organizers reached out and asked the city. I actually think last year, remember seeing the tournament actually take place and thought, city government would help with any organizing the day of or helping to get the event ready, I guess, but I thought we should play a bigger role and actually support this event as a city government. So when they reached out this year, they sent the sponsorship sheet, and I think it'd be a great idea and would really help them improve and grow the event if we chipped in with the gold sponsor, which is $5,000 from the tourism account, which is fitting. So I would place it on the agenda and would recommend that the council support this.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Any questions from the council for the mayor on this one? From the public? Just one quick question. I didn't see in the notes what month or the date of this. Do you know offhand what this was? Oh, I see somebody in the back that might have that answer.
There you go. Yep.
So, I'm from the Oswego County Pro-Am Committee.
Well,
And,
let's hear what you have to say.
The dates are going to be July 6th through the 10th. So it's actually, it's 3 tournaments within one. So we have a pre-tournament that leads up to the big tournament. So it ends up being 4 or 5 days worth of people in town. And last year we had 30 boats. We're looking at possibly 50 boats this year. Roughly 4 people per boat. So, we're definitely building, getting more and more sponsors and bring the committee back, or the tournament back to what it once was. It was canceled because of COVID at one point, and last year we had it, and a lot of success, and people are looking forward to it. A lot of good feedback for this year already.
All right, thank you. Any questions for this gentleman? Yes, Council.
When did you start this, and where was it before you came?
This
here?
has always been in Oswego.
It has?
It's always been here, and it's gone back. I've been in this charter business for 20-some years, and it goes back beyond me. So it's
I
been
just
around
remember
quite a while.
seeing it, last 4 or 5 years, and
Yep.
that's all I really remember seeing it. So, because it never came to the committee for
Sure.
sponsorship or nothing before, so. Very good, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Hill.
Counselor Corodino?
Yes.
Counselor McBurdy?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Item number 3, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests a budget amendment to account A7200440, band concerts in the amount of $2,000 to support the Oswego Sunset Concert Series in Brightback Park. I believe there's somebody here from that concert series that would like to say a few words. Please state your name.
Thank you. I'm Stan Gozik. I'm the director of the jazz band that plays during the summer. I'm on the board of directors of the Oswego Musicians Union that has, for 88 years, along with you, along with the city of Oswego, has co-sponsored and sponsored concerts in the parks, throughout all the parks now for the last 35 years in Brightback Park. And I just, I've never been here to present this before because your group has just been such a support to this event. And again, it's 88 years running. This is the 3rd longest historical concert series in the United States. Not in Oswego, not in New York State. The 3rd longest, 88 years, other than obviously 2020 with the pandemic. And so the city has either fully sponsored or co-sponsored with the union 6 to 10 performances every summer for the last 88 years, including World War II. During all the war years, they still maintained the concert schedule throughout. In 1935 is when this all began with Weldon Gross. Those of you who remember him had a music store up here on 2nd Street. And he came here from New York City. He was a jazz musician, a big band leader, and he came here with his family and fell in love with Oswego. And it was his idea to begin an actual year-in, year-out summer concert band series. You should know one really important thing is band concerts, civic concerts in Oswego is almost 200 years old. And during the late 19th century, I kid my nephew about this, in the late 19th century, in Oswego was the Kingsford cornstarch factory, right? The biggest business in Oswego. The musicians of the cornstarch factory were the highest paid workers in that entire factory, over 1,000 workers, because Kingsford was a supporter of the arts. He believed music in the community was critical, both to the community culturally, but also to him as PR, as a way to keep his name out there. And prior to the 1900s, prior to the turn of the century, his band, the Kingsford Band, performed for 3 presidential inaugurations. The inauguration of Grover Cleveland, of William McKinley, and of Teddy Roosevelt Jr. So it was internationally recognized from Oswego. So this tradition has gone on for a long time. The Common Council has supported this endeavor since 1935. In a number I wanted you to have is in 1948, the Musicians Union formed a fund called the Music Performance Trust Fund, which for every dollar you contribute to the concerts, the Performance Fund of the United States throws in their percentage. Starting in 1948, they were generating 25% that they played. So for every dollar you gave to have concerts, the National Musicians Union gave 25 cents. Since 2018, excuse me, 4 years ago, the Musicians Union now provides 50 cents on the dollar for your investment. And so this has allowed us to not only continue the the concert series, and you should know after the pandemic, a year ago, we reinstituted the series, and almost 4,000 Oswegonians came to that concert series. We made a point of counting heads just to see, even under the pandemic, would people come out, and they came out in droves. So this is a long-standing relationship, and the last time we had, quote-unquote, a raise where we came to you for money was 25 years ago. 1997 was the last time we asked for any help at all in continuing the concert series. So that's what we have here, and it's really something special. Any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Gozick? I just want to just clarify one thing, that currently it's budgeted for 8,000, and you're asking
Correct.
for an additional 2 to bring it to 10,000.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, and that has been fairly consistent, meaning approximately every 15 to 20 years, we've come asking for a raise, quote unquote, and it's systematically been that amount. So initially, it was about $800 in 1935, which we don't want to talk about inflation here, right? So it was $800 in 1935, and 1948, it became $1,500, it doubled. In 1965, it became $4,000. In 1983, it became $6,000. And now, and then 97 became 8,000. We're now back 25 years later, asking for 10,000.
So we'll see you again in 2037?
That would be great. I hope I will.
We'll book it. Any other concerns or questions from the council or the public on this? Yes,
Oh,
Counselor?
Just a comment. My son and I, and I'm sure many of you have enjoyed the concert series for as long as I can remember, and it's always a great family outing. A lot of our senior citizens were able to make it down there. It's a beautiful backdrop. I wish someday they could actually roll around, like you said. Stanley told me once how they used to go to all the parks in town and set up the bandstands.
Well,
I understand not everybody wants a band playing their backyard, but it would be a nice idea. But I just wanted to commend you guys because it's not only a musical experience and brings great culture to Oswego. You know, not only do they have the city band, but they also have the jazz, so they alternate from big band and swing, play the jazz, and they always uncover these incredibly obscure influences on modern music that you go to see the show. It's not just a concert, it's also a music lesson, and I just commend you guys for the great work you do, and I hope the council sees fit to give you your raise.
I have to say, when I was 4 years old, my parents took us, the concerts were right out here on the tarmac in front of this hall, and we would sit up on the lawn or up on what was the post office for the concerts, and all they did was throw up a bunch of sawhorses and sheets of plywood and tack them down onto the sawhorses, and the band played on top of that, and all us crazy kids would run underneath the scaffolding during the concert. So that's how long this has been going on, and it has been in every park. Franklin Square, Washington Square, Oak Hill Park up on East 7th Street, and has been resided at Brightbeck since 1977, I want to say. I think that's correct.
All right, thank you very much. Just a point of information, the concert series does start June 29th, and the last one is August 24th. Can I have a motion? Counselor Hill, Counselor McBurney.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Item number 4, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests authorization to execute a 4-year renewal agreement to an existing contract with Broadwell Hospitality Group to maintain and supervise the East Linear River Walk. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. This is the, just an extension of the first contract that we did 4 years ago. If you remember, 4 years ago, we issued the RFP for somebody to take control of managing and supervising the East Linear Riverwalk. BHG obviously was the, I think, only firm at that time that responded to the RFP. This is the arrangement where they pay the city just over $1,000 for the year to maintain that area. They pick up the trash, they greet the boaters who tie up when they arrive, and if you've seen the decorative lights along the walkway, that was done by them. So they've enhanced the area and do a good job managing and acting as really greeters for the city. So we're just looking to extend that agreement. They pay the city a little bit over $1,000, and then they, I think, charge $1 a linear foot along the walkway while they handle those responsibilities. So just looking for an extension.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Any questions from the council or from the public on this? The exact amount is $1,030 for the lease. Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Item number 5, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests a budget amendment to A31200200, Police Department equipment in the amount of $50,000 to purchase miscellaneous equipment for the Oswego Police Department. Mr. Mayor?
Specifically, this is additional and new equipment for the drug task force. This is actually going to be probably the first of a few asks for funding as we start the task force, which is now underway. But so we're just amending the budget to be able to get that task force up and running and do what it needs to do.
All right, very good. Any questions from the council on this one, from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Counselor Burge, Counselor Hill.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Item number 6, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests authorization to purchase a new pavilion to be used at the Cahill/International Pier as part of the READY project in the amount of $48,295 from the READY project account, and further authorization to sign a purchase contract and direct necessary deposits to be made with the purchase. Mr. Mayor?
This is to use the READY grant funding we received to purchase the large pavilion, 30 by 70 structure that will be placed out on the international, soon-to-be Cahill Pier once the project is finished. And once this pavilion is set, we'll build this out to have the bar-restaurant concept that we've talked about many times before. Just a quick update on that project. We'll be getting ready to begin Phase 2 construction, which is the actual, Phase 1 was last year where sheet piling went around the perimeter and they actually reinforced the pier structure itself. This year will be the actual surface where you'll see the walking trails developed, more fire pit seating areas, docks replaced, and a whole bunch of other features along the way. So that'll start this summer. I see this pavilion probably being built in 2023. So over the winter, we'll do another RFP process to look for qualified business owners who have ideas and concepts to actually run this pavilion, bar, restaurant type concept. So still have quite a ways to go on this project, but we'll get it done, and it'll be something really special, I think, once it's complete.
All right, very good. Any questions from the council, for the mayor, from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Councilor McBrearty, Councilor Hill.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty? Yes. Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Item number 7, City Engineer Jeff Hinderleiter requests authorization for us Onondaga County Purchasing to seek bids for construction services at the High Dam Hydroelectric Facility for the scour repair of the toe of the spillway. Our city engineer was unable to be here, but he did forward this information to me, and I will read it for the public's use. This is a FERC-mandated project that was identified in 2017. It is considered critical infrastructure work needed to maintain the safety of the dam. It is estimated to cost $1.1 million due to working underwater at the dam. It is proposed to bond this for this project, and he's working with the Chamberlain's office to work out the details for the financing. Are there any questions from the council about this necessary repair to the high dam? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Councilor Burge, Councilor Hill.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty? Yes. Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Item number 8, City Engineer Jeff Hinderleiter requests the approval of a budget amendment to account A698904440, High Dam Contracted Services, and further request approval for the mayor to sign the proposal with Gomez and Sullivan Engineers in order to perform the FERC Part 12 Independent Consultant Safety Inspection. Again, City Engineer Hinderleiter is not here, but he did forward this information to me concerning this request, and I'll read it. This is our mandatory 5-year independent consultant inspection. There are a limited number of consultants approved by FERC to do these types of inspections. We have used Gomes and Sullivan in the past, and they are more than qualified to complete this work. Engineering solicited 3 firms. Gomez and Sullivan is in Utica and will provide a local service at a good rate. Those were the words from the city engineer. Any questions from the council on this request? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Councilor Plunkett, Councilor McBrearty.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty? Yes. Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
By the way, the cost for this was $25,950. Forgot to mention that. Any other issues or concerns? I believe that was the last item on this, for this agenda. Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Councilor Burge, Councilor Plunkett.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty? Yes. Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Thank you.